The Spurs are absolutely loaded for the future. I'm not that enthusiastic about recording this video because this is a re-recording because my mic was off last time I recorded, and it is awful knowing that I have to re-record like 7 videos. I'm just kidding. It's 5. But yeah, we're going to talk about this, and let me go ahead and pretend like this is my first time talking about it.
I want some nasty. Are we having fun yet?
All right, well, at least I'm not talking to a wall this time. So let's go ahead and go through this, all right? This is going to be a Brian Wright praise video, okay? I want to give him as much love as possible. But you know who else deserves love? The merch shop, clanthemerchfan.com. If you guys want to support the channel, please do. It will mean the world to me. I really do appreciate it nonetheless. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into this. Whew. All right, incoming draft picks. So I want to go through how stockpiled we are with picks, okay? I'm going to really emphasize how stockpiled we are with picks, and I'm also going to give 2 specific reasons why this is important. All right, hopefully this won't be a long video, but let's just dive into it. So as we can see here, 2023, this upcoming draft, the Spurs have the Charlottes and their own. Now Charlotte's, this one doesn't make me happy because I wasn't, and I don't think the Spurs were either, expecting Charlotte to be this bad with all the drama that they had before the season started. It was like, oh my god, so didn't really help us that much, but hey, we still have it. So you got 2 first-round picks in 2023 and a second-round pick in 2023. That is phenomenal. That is pretty doggone good. You got 2024. You got 2 first-round picks, your own and Toronto's, and you have a second-round pick 2024. 2025. Now this is where it gets spicy. You have 3 first-round picks. Now Atlanta made some moves, so I'm not quite sure. I was very confident that by 2025 this would be a phenomenal pick. Still gotta wait and see, but nonetheless you have 3 of those bad boys, okay? No big deal. And then also in that same year you got 2 second-round picks. Now let me go ahead and get this, let me go ahead and say this really quick, okay? A lot of people look at second-round picks and they scoff at them. They say, oh, second-round picks. But guys, there's some really, first off, there's some really good players that come out of the second round here and then, here and now. So first, like even this past season, right? And I know that this was a unique draft and whatnot, but this player in particular, Jaden Hardy, he's a bad man, okay? He is an absolutely bad man, and I really wanted him, and the Spurs were going to pull the trigger on him, but he was gone right before our pick in the second round. Also, a guy that I really like, which I don't think we really got to see, you know, him flourish or anything, but Gabriel Procida. I really like this player, and this was another player that I wanted. Funny enough, another player that was gone right before we were going to pick him. So just keep that in mind. He was even cool. He's even cool with Manu. So just keep that in mind that you can get some really good second round picks. Now, the 2 reasons why I was going to say, or what I was going to say about second round picks and just stocking up on picks and why it's important, is because when you're rebuilding, first and foremost, you don't have the assets, you don't necessarily have the players to even move, right? Like if you wanted to make a big deal, you don't even have the players to do it, especially where we stand right now. And the guys that we do have left on this roster, I mean, maybe you would be willing to move Romeo Langford, but what are you going to get? Maybe a second round pick? Like it's just, you're not really, you don't have a lot of like flexibility with our players. But when you have this amount of draft picks, let's say the Spurs are pretty set and we're good by like 2025, 2026. Well, shoot, man, if we just need one more piece, we got a lot of picks that we can pile up into a package and try to get us a player, you know? So I just keep that in mind. Like when you're rebuilding, you can use these picks for a multitude of reasons. I guarantee you the Spurs are not going to use every single one of their second round picks. That's just not going to happen. They're going to move them. They're going to deal them. And that's just how it's going to go. But this is just great for the future. A lot of flexibility with your picks. 2026, you have 2 first round picks, 2 second round picks, 2027, you got 2 first round picks, 2 second round picks. 2028, 2 first round picks, 2 second round picks, or 3 second round picks, that is. In 2029, you got a first round and a second round pick, and that'll change over, you know, the course of the next few years. We'll get probably even more in 2029, maybe, or we just make a deal because we're set already. And then you can see these are the only ones that we gave up 2 second round picks. Now, with that being said, there's also something else that I want to bring up, okay? And I don't mean to bring up this flesh wound, all right? I don't, all right? But Kawhi. So if you were wondering what we got out of the Kawhi Leonard situation, like I said, this is praising Brian Wright. This is what Brian Wright was willing to do. Now I know some people are gonna come in and say, no, wait, Clint, it wasn't Brian, right? It wasn't Brian. It was RC Buford. Well, technically RC Buford was the GM, but not too long after Brian Wright was, and he was the one that actually got a better deal together. The initial deal was to trade Kawhi Leonard for DeMar DeRozan straight up. Brian Wright came in and put a little bit more on the table, said, hey, just package Danny Green and let's see what else we can get. And this was the result of it. Okay, if you go all the way down the tree, we're not going to go through the DeMar DeRozan. This is the tree. All right, thus far we got Malachi Branham, Keldon Johnson. We're going to talk about Keldon in a minute. The 2024 protected first, and that's from Jakob. The 4 second-round picks from Toronto and Chicago, 2 of which are from the Jakob trade. And then you got a 2025 protected Bulls first. Now, with this being said, I do want to bring something else up as well, because a few people said that they don't think that Brian Wright is great at drafting, which I disagree. Like, I think Josh Primo was a really good pick. Okay, you couldn't have foresaw, all right, what he did. There was no way in seeing what was going to happen there, but he was a good pick, and I thought he was really, really talented, and he just screwed it up for himself. But Keldon Johnson, while technically that was under RC Buford, but that was also RC Buford's last year of being the GM, and Keldon Johnson was Brian Wright's guy, not RC Buford's guy. RC Buford's guy was Luka Samanic. So, and that's the thing with RC. He's taken quite a few swings over the years. Hit and misses, but that was the type of GM he was. But he was a really good GM. And you can take those risks when you have really great players. So I think it was perfect timing to bring Brian Wright in and let him make those decisions. So Keldon Johnson, really good pick, I think. No, I don't think. I think it's objectively true, right? That's a good pick, right? I don't think anyone disagrees with that, especially so late. So Keldon Johnson, Devin Vassell, he grabbed Malachi Branham, Blake Wesley, Jeremy Sohan. Like, these are some really good picks, and I think these are some genuine studs. So he's been doing really well, not only stockpiling picks, but he's doing the rebuild exactly how you want to do it. And it couldn't be going perfect, like more perfect than it is right now. And I said this earlier in the season where people said, I don't know, man, the Spurs might be a better team than they were last season, which is crazy to me. But I said this team was not going to be good, or they never were going to be good. But here's the thing. I knew they would get even worse. After All-Star break, they're going to be even worse, because even though we're near the bottom, we're about to be near the bottom. All right, I think we're tied for second worst. We're just going to be the worst, because now that we don't have Jakob, and you're probably going to bring in Bassi or whatnot, right? But I don't think Zach Collins and Bassi is going to be enough to hold us above water, like trying to be the third or fourth worst. I think we're just going to be the worst, because teams, they already were able to just score on us anyways, and now it's going to be even easier around the rim, in my opinion. So, but just want to bring that to your attention. And that's all I really got here. I think Brian Wright's doing a phenomenal job, and I'm really happy with the process right now. So I'll get with you guys later, man. Until next time, bye.